You can always order oh so quick from their mobile app. It stores your previous orders, so if you just want to go back in there and click it, they'll deliver it oh so fast. Roy's Pizza and Pasta as we slice and dice this game like a pizza. Andy, what do you think tonight? So both these teams haven't really clinched anything, but Hurricane has put themselves in an excellent position.
Yeah, Hurricane's been playing excellent basketball. Every game they're in, they just get more and more impressive. I think as the year goes on, they're trying to climb up in the seedings over the past, the last half of the season. Tonight, though, they're playing one of the hottest teams in Region 9. Snow Canyon just keeps balling out. I mean, we saw them on Friday upset Dixie, surprised a lot of people in the jungle by getting that win in convincing fashion. Their last 3 games, they've kept their opponents under 60 points, including that 1-point loss to Pineview a couple games ago. But you could argue right now, Double D, that Snow Canyon is the hottest team in Region 9, how they're playing.
Yeah, there's no question, but it took them a while to get going.
Yeah.
Only 2-7 right now, tied for 6th place in the Region 9 standings. And if you look at the standings right now, Pineview is undefeated 8-0, but they play the Dixie Flyers tonight over on 97.7 ESPN. Dixie is 6-2, second place. Hurricane solo third, entering tonight 5-3. Canyon View is at 4-5. They play Cedar tonight, who is 2-7. And then Desert Hills is idle tonight at 3-6.
Yeah, so Snow Canyon, I mean, they've got Hurricane tonight, very tough matchup. They finished with Desert Hills and Cedar. If they can somehow get to 5 wins this year, they can be maybe in the discussion, a slight possibility. But Canyon View's already at 4 wins, and with the chance to even improve that tonight to get to 5 against Cedar, who they'll be favored against.
Yeah, and certainly, obviously, they need Cedar to win tonight and upset Canyon View. They'll gain a little ground in the win column, tying Desert Hills if they can win tonight, although Desert Hills will still have 1 less loss. So, but the fight to the finish is on. We know that even the loser of Dixie and Pineview tonight, even if it's the Dixie Flyers, they're still looking good to make the postseason. This Hurricane team is looking really good to make the postseason, but they could lose the rest of their games and be stuck at 5 wins as well at 5-3. So really there's a lot of scenarios that could jockey and move teams up 2-3 spots, down 2-3 spots here in the coming week and a half, 2 weeks left in the remainder of the season. We've got time running out for these teams to make their move.
Yeah, and for Hurricane, I think, man, they've really impressed me, and I think to a point, I think a lot of Hurricane fans might agree, have overachieved this year in some of the games they've won. They've also lost a couple close ones that I thought they could have hammered out and even been higher than they are. But the point is, they're in good position to improve their seeding here tonight in a game that they should be favored in. But the way Snow Canyon's playing, I think it's kind of a pick-up here tonight at the Tigers' Den, and it should be a good one.
Hurricane is led by a lot of very talented players. It's different nights, different guys have been surging for them. They were without Dominic Scott. They lost a couple games in his absence, but since then he's kind of picked up the pace, so to speak. Bryce Thomas has probably been their most consistent player all season long. The baby-faced assassin, as I like to call him. He's a triplet, averaging 12.5 points per game, and he can get as hot as anybody in Region 9, Andy.
Yeah, Bryce Thomas is one of these guys who really takes control of the offense. A true point guard. When he's on the floor, he's the guy running the system for Coach Langston. And tonight, against this man defense, I anticipate Snow Canyon throwing a lot of man at Hurricane because that's where they've been most successful. He's going to have to use a lot of screen and rolls going towards the basket, shooting that drop back, step back 3, which he's so good at. He's got to lead the Tigers tonight against a very ferocious Warriors team.
Nobody else averages more than 7 points a game. Now, you got a bunch of guys that average about 7 points a game. Matthew Myers, Dominic Scott, Jackson Daly averages 6 a game. Bryant Mangleson averages 4 a game. TJ Miner averages 6 a game. But he is the only Tiger. Dallin Davis, 7.8 points a game. But only one guy, Bryce Thomas, averaging in double digits. And a good reason why, the three-point shot. He's hit 33 of them this season, but that's not all he brings offensively.
No, he can go to the rack. He can stop and pop it on a screen at about 15 feet. He's got a great handle, and he distributes really well. So he's an ideal point guard for Coach Langston. But, as you mentioned, not a lot of guys up in double figures for him, but we've seen Dallin Davis go off. We've seen Daxton Daly. The last time we were in this building, he went off for him. Matthew Myers is excellent at that corner three, playing the high post, and Dominic Scott has really stepped up since he's gotten back over the last few games. So, and then TJ Miner, a lot of times we forget about him as an offensive guy. He's a bring your lunch pail, defense, take a charge, block a shot. But I really think with his back to the basket in his matchup tonight against Joey Robertson, that's a really good matchup. You know, Robertson has him by an inch or two, but Miner is a very tough matchup down low defensively, but he's also got game giving him the ball either on the high post or down on the block. He's got an arsenal of moves, maybe not quite like Robertson, but he can do a lot with the basketball as well.
This senior class is not star laden. Dominic Scott, probably Dallin Davis, two starters leading that group. Matthew Myers is a senior, another starter.
Yeah.
Mangelston comes off the bench but gives you really quality minutes and does a lot of things that don't show up in the box score. William DeGroat, kind of the same cloth, but this junior class is really loaded with talent. And they were young last year, and now they're at that perfect mix where they've all got juniors and seniors, where other teams around the region are starting a lot of sophomores, in some cases like Cedar starting freshmen. This is an upper class laden team for Hurricane, and I think that experience is starting to show, and that's why through 8 games they're 5-3 in region play.
Yeah, and I think that they can anticipate, anytime you have experience like that, it's kind of paying off, and you lose a huge star like they did last year in Jackson Last, you expect a bit of a dip, but they haven't dipped, and I think you can have full confidence in them competing in the second half of region to win the region title. One, Pine View has to start losing games if that's going to be the case, but also having a really good showing in the postseason. So an exciting year so far for the Hurricane Tigers. You
know, sometimes when you lose to Jackson Last, just playing with him, these sophomores and juniors that played with him as a senior saw his leadership, saw his playmaking ability. They had to try to defend him in practice every single day, and he probably gets some credit as to why this team is right now sitting third place in the region standings and a chance to maybe move up to number 2 with a win tonight and a Dixie loss. So we'll see how it all plays out. As for Snow Canyon, this is a team that really has a 1-2 punch in Cole Warner and Joey Robertson. Going into the year, we didn't know as much about Cole Warner, what he would bring. We saw flashes of him last year getting some minutes, but Joey Robertson was a 3-year starter. We thought he was a guy that could average, 14 points, 10 rebounds a night. Hasn't necessarily been the case. But in the second half of the region season, Joey Robertson, I don't know if it's just understanding the system, if it's been more an emphasis to get him the ball, or if he's just being more selfish. His numbers are starting to go up, and to be more what we expected to begin the season.
He's been a dominating force. I mean, arguably the most dominant guy, in region over the last 3 games, in the fact that you can just throw it down to him, and he's not giving it back up. We saw that a lot at the beginning of the year. We've seen it a lot last year. He's a very selfless player and always seems to make the right play or find the open guy. For the last few games, I don't know what kind of discussions he's had with the coaching staff, but when he gets the ball down on the block, he ain't giving it up, and he's showing off all of his footwork, his touch with the baby hook, using the glass, and nobody's been able to stop him. And you gotta figure with the film the last few weeks that Coach Langston has had to deal with, there's going to be a lot of Dominic Scott running over to help out KJ Miner and collapsing on Robertson to have him get rid of the ball, because if he goes up with it, his field goal percentage has got to be in the high 80s or 90s even over the last few games. He finishes nearly every time.
Cole Warner, who is seemingly getting healthier too, because early in the season the 3-point shot was not there, even through the first half of region play. Cast is off, shot looks a lot better. We started with him making some mid-range buckets last week against the Dixie Flyers. As he erupted for 26 points. Even hit a couple threes. I'm watching him in warm-ups here, and threes are falling for Cole Warner. That hand looks 100%. So that could be very helpful for Coach Meacham, and part of the reason why. But I think Coach Meacham, Coach's comments brought to you by Camper World, something resonated when we talked to him last week. He said, we've got to get 3 stops in a row. That's our goal every time, get 3 in a row, because he's confident the way his team's playing on offense, some of the same points we just alluded to, that they're going to be able to find ways to win if the defense is better. And we saw them play one of their best stretches the last 3 games in region play defensively. And then I think that's kind of feeding the offense. They're getting turnovers, they're getting transition lanes, they're getting higher percentage shots to Joey Robertson in low. So Coach Meacham obviously wants Joey Robertson to get lots of looks in this game and wants his guys to continue to play that really disciplined and intense defense. It's like they just flipped a light switch on.
It's amazing. And, you know, Cole Warner, I would say, is kind of the poster child for that because he's kind of an old-school utility-type player who does like a Sean Marion type, who's your best defender. He's awesome in transition. He can shoot a three. And he's so engaged on the defensive end. I said this a couple times, but just watching him the last couple games, he's all over it. He's locked in. He's the leader on the floor with his body language. He's the verbal leader a lot of times, him and Robertson. And he's so locked in on the defensive end that offense just kind of comes naturally to him. He gets turnovers. He gets easy buckets. But when he's set to shoot a three, he'll catch and shoot without any hesitation. And it's paid off for him huge. And, you know, no better example of that than last Friday against Dixie, 19 points in the first half. But then didn't force it in the second half. Wasn't trying to get up to 30 points or whatever. He just does whatever the offense gives him. He fulfills his role, and he's a great leader on this team.
One comment I got from Coach Langston is we are a deep team. We're also an unselfish team. Now I want our team to be a winning team. He's looking for them to continue to feed off each other and build confidence heading down this stretch run. Your coach's comments here inside our pregame show presented by Roy's Pizza and Pasta. Coach's comments brought to you by Camping World St. George. Huge selection, all the top brands, sales, parts, service, full retail store over there, 1500 Hilton Drive or campingworldstgeorge.com. We'll take a 60-second timeout. We come back. We'll have our Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game, and it's closer to tip-off. It's going to be about a 7-10 tip. Roughly, the JV game went a little bit long, so more pregame when we continue. We got the Tigers at home taking on the Warriors of Snow Canyon.
Man, where's Carrick? The show's about to start.
Carrick Segmiller approaches his ball after a beautiful approach shot. This ball landed about 12, 13 feet away as he lines up the putt. He'll have this one for birdie.
Hey, have any of you guys seen Carrick?
I think he went that way.
Segmiller eyes his ball as he lines it up. Again, this putt for birdie will win the tournament. He steps to his ball. The putt's on its way. It's got the right speed. It's in! Carrick Segmiller for birdie to win the tournament as the crowd goes wild. He is celebrating. He is ecstatic.
Yeah. Carrick, we got shooter in like 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on, man. I'm just playing some golf. Let's go.
Yeah, new year, new you. If you haven't heard, they've got a special offer going for a limited time, 20% off all memberships at Summit Athletic Training Center featuring Cubex. That's their newest location. They have 2 other locations, including a couple of them 24-hour service. So no matter what your work schedule is and you get your workouts in. Andy Thompson was in there lifting 5-pound curls today.
I played dodgeball last weekend.
Were you sore?
And I can't move. It was dodgeball. I can't move for 3 days after.
I love it. Hurricane and Snow Canyon tonight. Let's take a look at our Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game. Of course, the original Bucks Ace Hardware. You know the folks at Bucks. They got all the products you need for around the house. Springtime's going to be right around the corner. Once you get to this cold spell, you're going to need, the bug spray and the lawn fertilization. Maybe you need to paint the house or get to some of their immense bolt nut section. Of course, they got gun selection. Their new location has the coolest gun selection I've seen, and these really cool racks and the ammo for rows of ammo. So Bucks Ace Hardware, guys, you know where to shop. Ladies, they got stuff for you too. Andy, let's go into the toolbox and start for the home team. Hurricane Tigers, what's going to be the biggest tool they need in the old tool case?
Well, avoiding turnovers, but specifically turnovers around the perimeter that are live ball turnovers, because Cole Warner will eat you alive outside, getting the ball, stealing a pass, and then going off to the races. He's been that guy all season long for Snow Canyon, arguably the best in the region at getting a steal and then finishing on the other end. So Hurricanes just got to be disciplined. They're good at that. Bryce Thomas is a very disciplined with the ball, but the way that Snow Canyon's defense has been so tenacious, they've been pushing everything out away from the paint, meaning a lot of perimeter passing tonight, I anticipate, for Hurricane. They just got to be disciplined and pass fake and go the other way and be careful with their reversals, because Snow Canyon will make you pay if you turn the ball over.
All right, take a look at the other side of the equation.
For Snow Canyon, it is going inside over and over and over again to Robertson until they commit to double coverage on him with TJ Miner and Dominic Scott tonight. I like what they're able to do when they initiate their offense from the perimeter. Meacham isn't the best shooter in the region, but he's a really good passer. He runs his dad's offense really well. Warner can slash. He can also shoot. But where their bread is butter this year is Robertson. Almost every possession going down to him, and he's been taking so much advantage of it that Hurricane has got to take that away in the first quarter by throwing multiple guys on him. Even if it means that other guys are making shots, make sure that Robertson doesn't kill you in the first quarter.
All right, your Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game. Appreciate Bucks Ace Hardware. State Street here in Hurricane, not far from Hurricane High School. In fact, passing on my way over here to the broadcast booth. And, of course, the new location, South Mall Drive, where Dinosaur Crossing meets next to Smith's and Orange Theory in the new plaza. They got a new Meters over there, a new Panda Express. That part of town is really booming, and you got a nice new convenient location to visit Bucks Ace Hardware. Any final thoughts on this one? And what about the coaching chess match tonight? You know, maybe some different presses. Coach Meacham, Coach Langston going to try to do something a little different late in the season. They got to do anything they can to get a win. This is desperation time for Snow Canyon, and this is really hold your ground time for Hurricane.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the kitchen sink thrown out, especially from Coach Meacham, as you bring up perhaps a lot more pressure full court tonight against the Tigers.
All right, we're going to have our national anthem here in just a second. People are going to get on their feet. We got the color guard here, and we're going to step aside. Then we'll come back. We'll bring you the Sky Mountain starting lineups. We've got the Hurricane Tigers. We've got the Snow Canyon Warriors in a Region 9 showdown. 2-7 in region play for the Warriors. 5-3 for the Tigers. 2-minute timeout. Back with the intros and the tip here on Region 9 Radio Network.
Like John McCain and other people would just sit there quietly on the sides, and that many Republican activists would refrain from registering their disapproval in the peanut gallery?
Some might argue that Republican activist is an oxymoron.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of activism.
Right.
But do you see what I'm saying? If you just flip it right over on its head.
I would like to flip it on its head, and in fact, I'm already doing that because my own position is free speech is free speech. Okay, and I'm kind of advocating for something that I'm really not supporting in this respect. As far as protesting or not protesting and being able to recognize your audience, what we need on either side, I don't care where you're coming from, is the ability to recognize the audience.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Yeah, back at the Tigers Den, Hurricane High School. About a 20-minute drive from St. George out to Hurricane, depending on traffic. Andy Thompson made it in about 15 minutes tonight, just in time for our Roy's Pizza and Pasta pregame show. National anthem in the books, and it's time for our Sky Mountain starting lineups, and it's going to be Barney, Chance Barney, McKay Meacham, Cole Warner, Jacob Dunkley, and then, of course, it's going to be Big Joey Robertson for the Snow Canyon Warriors. This is the lineup they went with really since about mid-January.
And what is, I think, kind of sparked him a little bit is the energy of Chance Barney getting a majority of minutes in their backcourt on defense, on offense, going to the rim. He's a spark player.
Yeah, double-digit averages for both Joey Robertson and Cole Warner right there, both over 11 apiece. Starting lineups as the lights go off in the Tigers' den, and Coach Todd Langston going to go with the familiar lineups. Aside from when Dominic Scott missed 2 games, this has been their lineup since really early in the season. Daxton Daly did start a couple of games, but really it's been these 5 most of the entire year, and that's Bryce Thomas at the point guard position. Bryce Thomas, only Tiger averaging in double figures, about almost 13 points a game. He's hit 33 threes on the season. Then you've got Dallin Davis, who's a lefty guard that's been coming on. His scoring has picked up the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been great. We saw him go off a couple nights ago for the Tigers. He can shoot the 3. He can go to the rim a little bit. He's also good in transition. But I think that is something that they need to kind of figure out, is a kind of a volume scorer. We know that Thomas can do it. We know as a team they like to spread it out. But in the playoffs, when things start to get taken away, you need a second guy who can create on his own. And Dallin Davis has shown that he can do that.
They got a little highlight going for Bryce Thomas, and now introducing Dominic Scott here on the video board, showing him fly in and tomahawk slam it. Good to have him back since missing those couple of games. Then you have Matthew Myers start at the 3, and TJ Miner will start down inside. Actually, really interchangeable. Myers plays more perimeter. Probably Dominic Scott more of the 4. TJ Miner down low as the 5, as they did a little video introduction, and now they're actually going to announce Bryce Thomas. And of course, went from a little "We Will Rock You," played a little "Eye of the Tiger" when we first got to the gym.
And there's a pumped up crowd tonight here at the Tigers' den.
I like it. I like it. Student body looks ready to go. There's Matthew Myers coming on out. Dominic Scott now getting called out. Looks like a fresh cut. Dominic is the high flyer. And TJ Miner might have the biggest defensive assignment of any Tigers tonight. I think that goes without saying, trying to defend against Joey Robertson down the low block.
Yeah, clearly he's got to body up and try to use his strength to get Joey to move off of his spot, which is usually right on that right block.
Tigers wearing the home whites. Good looking. I like the baby black border around the numbers. Then they got a little black down and around the shorts. Warriors in their road blues with the gold trim, and we're underway. It's tipped up and won by the Warriors to meet them. We'll get up to Barney. Barney goes quickly, right angle, 3-point line extended. Dunkley to Meach, now down to the corner. Warner looks inside quickly to Robertson and gets it back out to the guard line. So far, Warriors, we've seen the Warriors offense be a lot more patient the last couple weeks, and this looks like that as they get a backdoor cut floater to Cole Warner, who short-armed it, kind of alligator-armed it. Dominic Scott with the rebound.
Yeah, really good feed and good cut by Warner. Just was in a position where he couldn't use the glass. Missed the floater.
Thomas using his minor screen out high, nothing there. Minor will come back out, reset it. Now go to the free throw line, no shot available. Give it up to Scott. Now it's tipped loose. Thomas recollects it to Minor. Back out top. Myers for 3. Bingo! Matthew Myers drains it. Straightaway triple is good.
And big to get him going early. He does a lot inside the 3, but he can also extend out. That time from above the top of the key, knocks it down.
Warriors offensively go left angle to Warner, down 3-0 after the Myers 3. Baby right hook. Hits the back of the rack and falls off, no good. Rebound, Hurricane.
And one of the first hook shots we've seen Robertson miss in a long, long time. Miner was in pretty good position. Dominic Scott helping him a little bit.
Free throw line, kick out, down Davis, going to take the 3, and bingo, down it goes again. 2 in a row for the Tigers to start this game.
Yeah, a little inside out there into Miner in the high post. He kicks it out on the triangle and finds Dallin Davis, who knocks it down.
Kern Christensen, NAIXL Real Estate Senior VP, can handle all of your commercial real estate needs all over Washington County. He's our 3-point sponsor, and a couple early ones, 6-0. Warner might have traveled, no call. Kick to Meacham. Meacham puts it on dribble drive, nothing there. Back to Warner. Warner's going to start to penetrate, kick into the corner. Meacham's going to take the set three, and that one hit the rim twice, but falls off, no good. Rebound, Minor. He'll give it up to Thomas, across half court. Thomas off a curl. He's going to take a 17-footer just inside the three-point line. Back iron, no good. Davis might have traveled and then lost it out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, I thought he clearly traveled, but no call. But doesn't matter. Snow Canyon will get it back.
I thought he changed the pivot foot there before. He stepped into it, then it was close though. And regardless, yeah, you're right. Warriors, here comes Chance Barney with it. 5:40 on the clock here. First quarter, play-by-play brought to you tonight by Intermountain Sports Medicine. Appreciate their continued support. They provide the trainers throughout Region 9. Marcus Homer out here in Hurricane. Dwan Shakespeare, head trainer for the Snow Canyon Warriors. And, of course, Dr. Millward and all the staff at Intermountain Sports. Experts when it comes to sports injuries, that's who you need. Shot up no good by Snow Canyon. Dominic Scott grabs the rebound.
And Dominic Scott is playing man on Dunkley, and he's sagging off of him to help on Robertson. Dunkley took an open shot. He can make those threes. He's got to make him pay for not guarding him.
Thomas, they shade him to go take away the left hand. He'll give it on a pick-and-roll trailer to Minor. Minor in traffic, might have double dribbled. Whistle on a foul, or nope, they do call the double dribble. Not a good set there for Hurricane. First two sets looked really good, hit 2 threes. Last 2 sets, 2 turnovers. Snow Canyon, though, yet to score. Even though they've got 3 higher percentage shots, they just haven't fallen. Barney out top. Curls down the lane, left side, left hand, off the window, too strong. Rebound fought for, controlled by the Tigers.
Yeah, good aggression. That's the first real drive we've seen from Snow Canyon. And good box out by Minor to get the board over Robertson.
Out top, Bryce Thomas slips it down to Dominic Scott. Great catch in traffic, and then great touch to finish with the right hand softly off the window. Coach Meacham wants a timeout for Snow Canyon. Wow. That's the athleticism Dominic Scott brings on a pretty feed there by the baby-faced assassin.
Yeah, what awareness by Bryce Thomas with a bullet pass right in the paint for an easy layup for his star forward.
Keep it right here. Timeout's brought to you by our friends at the Ryan Kramer team, RE/MAX. #1 realtor in Washington County. See why for yourself. If you need it sold, he can help. Looking to buy? Plenty of listings all over the county. Ryan Kramer with a K, team, RyanKramerTeam.com. Slow offensive start, 8-0 Hurricane leads.
Yeah, you know, the Warriors just haven't looked comfortable on offense, haven't gotten open shots. Credit Hurricanes defense and their game plan to allow Dominic Scott to play rover and collapse down on Robertson. Robertson's now subbed out for Boom Dalton.
Yep, Dalton checks in for substitution of the night as Hurricane rolls out the same 5 that started the game. We approach the halfway point here in quarter number 1. Dunkley, backdoor pass is tipped. Boom Dalton in traffic, double, triple teamed and more, but the Warriors keep possession. Barney, kick out Dalton, 15-footer, and he got it. Warriors into the score column. Boom Dalton off the bench.
Boom with a big shot from the free throw line. Good feed after the drive from Barney, who is by far the most aggressive Warrior tonight.
Thomas, hand off to Dallin Davis. Davis out top. Using a Dominic Scott screen. Over to Myers. Myers driving, hanging, trying to dish to Scott. It looked like it got tipped out of bounds. It did. Last touch by Snow Canyon.
Yeah, left his feet, tried to pass it to Dominic Scott, but threw it off the shoulder of a Warrior. They'll get it underneath the basket as Robertson comes back in the game for Dunkley.
3:41 left here, first quarter. 8-2 on our one-law scoreboard. Appreciate One Law, your dedicated and personal injury attorneys. And Dominic Scott is hooked and tripped by Boom Dalton. The first foul of the night goes against the Warriors and Boom Dalton.
And Dominic Scott trying to drive it here on that right side a little bit. They'll get another foul and a chance for an inbound play.
Check that. They might have called that on Barney, not Dalton. So the foul is a tab. Chance Barney, his first, team's first. 3:30 left to go. 8-2 Tigers. And there's a steal. Boom Dalton. He's had an impact bucket. And now a steal.
High screen and roll here from Robertson working with Barney, and then he's going to get called for an illegal screen. Wasn't set. Kind of screened once and then tried to reset and screen the other way, but must not have been, must still have been moving.
We called that moving screen quite a bit, starting about 2 years ago, but it hasn't went away. Players still so eager to roll or move or reset. If you get in the right position, just stay put. That screen should work. That blocked 3 by Snow Canyon. Did Meacham get a piece of the Bryce Thomas triple?
Yeah, Meacham. Thomas was trying to sell like maybe he got fouled, but I think just a good defensive play from Meacham.
Dalton sets a good screen. Meach stops, pops, and hits. McKay Meacham, first bucket of the night.
And I like seeing that, a little jumper from inside the paint from Meacham. He struggled from three-point range this year, but going towards the basket shows a nice little release there.
Warriors cut the lead in half, 8-4. And a 3 changes that. Matthew Myers. Oh, get your umbrellas out. There's rain falling from Myers' hands. The third Tiger 3 of the night, his second.
And Myers collects it kind of awkwardly. Had to step into it. Wasn't necessarily in rhythm, but flat-footed knocks it down for 3.
Warner off a screen. Free throw line, stops the dribble. Gives it to Joey on a little shovel pass. Curling to Barney now. Barney looking for some help. Lost his dribble. Dalton will hand it back out to Barney to reset it. 11-4 Hurricane. On the one-loss scoreboard. We approach. There's a backdoor cut. Meacham, though, blocked by Dominic Scott into the third row. Oh, my goodness.
And you could see it coming, too. Good play and good cut by Meacham to get a wide-open layup. Good pass from Robertson, but into the bleachers.
Out of his hand.
Yeah.
He timed it perfectly. That's when Meacham should just stop and pop like he did earlier on that little 12-footer. Then Scott won't be able to block that. What a rim protector Dominic Scott is. Meacham might be wary of that later in this game. Barney driving the middle. Wraparound pass to Robertson. Tough touch, kick out. Meacham's going to take a quick 3. Got it! McKay Meacham says, that's all right, block me, I'll hit it 3.
Wow, and he's shooting with confidence and playing with confidence tonight. He's passing the ball well, 2 big shots. Robertson struggling to get the ball in a good position. The Tigers are all over him.
Meacham's got 5 to lead the Warriors. Matthew Myers on 2 triples has 6 to pace the Tigers. That's a 4-point game, 11-7, as there's contact down low, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Snow Canyon, and the Tigers will retain possession. Hurricane Lady Tigers got a nice win over Snow Canyon last night in Region 9 hoops. See what the boys can do tonight. Inbounds goes to Dominic Scott. Hand off to Minor. Now to Davis. He'll take a 3 behind the screen. Deep one, and it's no good. Rebound Warner. Warner saving it off of Dominic Scott's head, it looked like, but they called a foul on Dominic Scott anyway.
Yeah, I think the right call. Good heads-up play. Literally there by Cole Warner. Throw it off the noggin of Scott, but I think he was being maybe forced out a little bit there. I think the right call.
And Dominic Scott's going to get a breather now with 1:17 left in the first quarter, and William DeGroat checking in, one of the seniors. He'll guard Dunkley. Minor's on Robertson. Matthew Myers is on Cole Warner. Bryce Thomas has Chance Barney. DeGroat matched up against Dunkley. And it's a pass, but it's saved. And it really just ends up a turnover for SC.
Yeah, no shot. They're desperate to get it down low to Robertson, and there's just no entry angles. They try to lob it, and it goes out of bounds, and another foul on Snow Canyon on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, that's going to go against Cole Warner, his first, and the third team foul. 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Inbound by Myers, gives it back, and gets it back to Minor. Minor dribbles off Dunkley's foot. Warner has it. Here come the Warriors. And good stoppage there by Dallin Davis. Warner kicks to Barney. Barney penetrates the middle of the key. Looking for a pass, and now finally a foul call.
Yeah, I agree with you. That could have been, I mean, how rare is it that Cole Warner has a full head of steam with the ball in transition? He's just stopped on a dime, that time by Dallin Davis. Yeah, Dallin Davis. I want to say Dallin Brown, but we know that's not the right guy. What a play by Dallin Davis.
Turnaround, spin move, stripped out of bounds. It'll stay with Snow Canyon. Robertson there. If it doesn't get stripped, I think he's got a bucket. Of course, we were talking about Dallin Brown earlier, one of the Region 9 football kids who signed his letter of intent. Now Robertson doing work. Baby hook, got it.
And just forces his will. He caught it well outside of the block and had to power his way with his shoulder, power move, and has the touch to go up and knock it down.
Yeah, Dallin Davis, Solo Katoa, and Brooks Melee from Pineview, BYU, SUU, Dixie State. Hurricane, I didn't hear anybody that signed. So Canyon didn't have anybody signed, so no teams playing hoops tonight. Got baseball guys there, but they did have Mason Krager signed at SUU over at Desert Hills. Now a nice bucket by TJ Miner.
And that's a tough move. Uses his body to shield him from Robertson. His Chance Barney will hoist the three, just a little bit short as the buzzer sounds.
And we played one in the books, 13-9. Home team, Hurricane Tigers have the lead over Snow Canyon on the one-loss scoreboard on your Region 9 TV and radio network.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
We have to be responsible ourselves for our minds.
True, right? But that's
we can't
that's
palm it off on being unwitting dupes and just say, oh, well, it doesn't count because I got played.
Well, we have some unwitting dupes, Jennifer.
We do, but you can't say because we got played by the Russians that we have to redo the election.
Back live here at the Tigers Den, 13-9. Exciting first quarter.
Absolutely. We got a 13-9 game for the Tigers. Bryce Thomas running the offense. He gets it over to Will DeGroat, seeing his first action, then back to Thomas. He'll swing it over to Will Matthew Myers, who's been hot. He knocks down another one. He's 3 for 3, that time from the baseline.
Yeah, he is perfect from downtown. At the release point and then just ripping the cords, he is on fire right now. I keep feeding him.
Meacham looking down to Robertson, who's guarded by DeGroat, and now doubled. He'll go up anyway, get the foul, and the referee saying on the ground. Will not count the basket. Good strong move by Robertson.
I thought, you get that call all day at the next level, certainly at the NBA. Where's the foul come early? Okay, no, it did come early if they called it on Dominic Scott. But they didn't call it on Dominic Scott. They called it on DeGroat. So I don't know. On the replay, I thought Dominic Scott fouled him first. Maybe they just assessed the wrong person with the foul. I think he saw it early enough I could understand where that should have been on the floor.
Meacham will bounce it in, then get it back on a long three. He'll miss right. Ball bounced out of bounds off of Joey Robertson. It'll be Hurricane ball.
He hit one earlier. He's got 5 points. Meacham, kind of a little heat check three. It was an open look. Don't mind that. That one's just offline. Never look online out of his hand.
Daxton Daly seeing his first action for the Hurricane Tigers. He'll inbound it to Bryce Thomas, who's being bothered by Barney.
And Daxton Daly, this is a kid that can come in and provide some instant offense. He can shoot it.
And Thomas will take the screen from Dominic Scott. Whip it inside. Scott has it double teamed. He'll kick it back out to Myers. Myers will drive middle, stop, throw up a little hook shot. Rebounded by Dominic Scott. And he'll get fouled by, I believe, Robertson as he goes up for a layup.
Yeah, they do get Joey Robertson there swatting down. The length, the go-go gadget arms, if you will. I think I called it before that. It's one of my favorite things. When you have that long arm span and that wingspan, you can go up and get that rebound. And then you can position the ball away from a would-be block. A lot of times you whiff on the block and you end up with the foul.
Scott will miss his first free throw from the fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
Great rebound, though, in traffic. I think Joey actually hit him across the face. Not even close to getting the block up high.
And Dominic will make the second one. 17-9, the Hurricane leads here with 6:50 left in the second quarter.
Great start for the home team. You got to love that if you're Coach Langston. There's a little pressure on Snow Canyon, and they still have not consistently been able to get the ball inside. When they have got some backed up cuts, the help defense has been tremendous for the Tigers.
And Hurricanes moved into their 2-3 zone. Chance Barney inside to Cole Warner, down to Boom Dalton. Good pass, pinned up against the glass by Matthew Myers with a block.
There's the great example. It looked like Boom Dalton was going to get a wide open lay-in, but this defense doesn't quit. Myers races down from the wing and pins it before it gets above the cylinder, so it's not a goaltend, it's a jump ball. Alternate possession, though, stays with Snow Canyon.
Ahi in for the Warriors as well. He'll inbound it, throws it over to Dunkley, who will spin into traffic, throw it up off the glass. He'll miss it. Rebound Matthew Myers.
A contested shot. That's not a high percentage shot for Snow Canyon.
Thomas throws it over to Daxton Daly, wide open for three. He'll miss it. And we're going to get a over-the-back call on Dominic Scott on Boom Dalton, Warriors ball.
Yeah, it's his second, so definitely going to have to be a little bit more careful. He's not going to be able to gamble and try to go over the top too much because they don't want him to get in further foul troubles. He's going to take a seat. Coach Langston going to give him a little rest.
Pretty physical game so far tonight down in the paint as TJ Miner subs back in for Dominic Scott. Chance Barney will throw it back into Cole Warner. Back down to Boom Dalton, who will kick it back out. They'll reset. Meacham at the wing. Back to Barney. Over to Dunkley. Cole Warner working the high post. Over to Dunkley for a three. He'll miss it. Long. Rebound, and here comes Dallin Davis on the fast break. He'll go straight down the middle. Stop. Throw it up. Misses it. Matthew Myers kicks it out to Daxton Daly on the offensive rebound. Another miss. Rebound of Boom Dalton.
I like that offensive rebound by Myers. Kicking it out. Good job to avoid the charge. They just couldn't get it to fall on that possession.
Barney throws it over to Cole Warner, who will knock down the shot from the elbow. Timeout. Full timeout from Coach Langston. We'll take it. You're listening to Region 9 basketball on News Talk 890, 94.9 FM, KDXU. Hurricane leads 17-11. Right back after this.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay.
Welcome back inside the Tigers Den. That timeout brought to you by the Ryan Kramer team.
Will love you just the
Score
same.
big this winter with the Ryan Kramer team. Check them out at ryankramerteam.com. 17-11, Hurricane Tigers lead, 5:30 left in the second quarter. Bryce Thomas walks the ball up for the Tigers. He's guarded by McKay Meacham. Dallin Davis comes up from the wing, gets the ball, looking inside for Mangelson, who's seen his first action of the night at the high post. He'll spin right, stop, and travel. Turnover, Warriors ball.
I think the intention was there. I don't think he meant to travel. I think when he spun, that pivot foot just drug too far. And that's what caught the eye of the official.
Looks like we're not the only ESPN team here tonight, Double D. We got another crew down in the student section of the Hurricane Tigers in suits and ties. Showing out for a big game tonight. Doing their best Devin Dixon impersonation here at the Tigers Den. Kay Meacham throws it over to Ahi. He's guarded by Bryce Thomas. Dunkley curls around, but is guarded by Mangelson. Meacham comes off the screen. Throws it down into Robertson. He goes up against TJ Miner and puts it in with another hook shot against really good defense.
Yeah, and that's what Joey's going to have to do. He's going to have to use his big body to clear a little space, turn in strong, and then soft touch finish through contact.
Davis to Bryce Thomas. Matthew Myers looking to shoot a three. Throws it into TJ Miner errantly, intercepted by Meacham. And here come the Warriors. Three-pointer by Cole Warner, well short. Rebounded by Bryce Thomas, and I think they're going to get Ahi on the reach-in from behind on the foul.
Yeah, maybe too quick a trigger for Cole Warner there. Didn't really have anybody except for Ahi, who was in the left baseline corner to try to go get that rebound. He tried to track it down, but he picks up that foul. Of course, if he makes it, it's the best shot in the game.
17-13, Tigers lead. 4:20 left in the second quarter. Live from the Tigers Den here in Hurricane, Utah. Bryce Thomas runs the offense. Passes it around. Dallin Davis kind of haphazardly tries to receive the pass and just kind of falls out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's rare. You don't see Dallin Davis, Bryce Thomas. A lot of court time, a lot of practice time together. Big mistake there. You don't want to, you know, that's only their fourth turnover, but there's still 4 minutes, 8 seconds left in the first half, and it's only a 4-point game. Those little things add up to, you know, maybe a close one in the fourth quarter. You never know.
Meacham over to Dunkley. Dunkley trying to get it down to Robertson, intercepted by Bryce Thomas. And here come the Tigers. Thomas guarded by Cole Warner. He'll throw it over to Matthew Myers. TJ Miner working the high post. Back to Myers. Ball is tipped away by Cole Warner, and here comes Jacob Dunkley, who will drop step in the paint, put up the layup, good, to cut the lead to 17-15 for Hurricane.
I like the patience, not to rush it, risk a blocked shot. Dunkley will spin move, clear some space, easy bucket.
A long three taken by Matthew Myers, misses it, rebounded by Dunkley after being tipped by Ahi.
Warriors can take the lead here, Andy. I mean, a three would do it. They've only hit 1 3 from McKay Meacham so far in this half. Meanwhile, Matthew Myers has 3 by himself for Hurricane, and they have 4 in the game. Surprisingly, though, Bryce Thomas has not hit one. In fact, he hasn't scored in this first half.
Coach Meacham signaling to his son what to do. He throws it into Cole Warner. Ball goes to the ground, and then it's dual possession, jump ball. And I think it'll go the Tigers' way as Dominic Scott looks to come back into the game for Daxton Daly.
Well, Cole Warner actually just got that one first, but Thomas didn't back out of it. You know, once they got the deflection, stayed after it, ball hawked it, got the tie up, and they'll get possession here, leading by 2.
That alternate possession brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology, the #1 method to prevent colon cancer. Check them out at utahgastro.com. Hurricane leads 17-15. We're under 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Bryce Thomas throws it over to Matthew Myers, who's had the hot hand in the first half. TJ Miner gets it, turnaround jumper up and good.
Wow, showing you the range. Turnaround, didn't hesitate. You like that confidence from TJ Miner, not known for his outside shooting.
And here come the Warriors. 19-15 Hurricane leads. Meacham to Barney. He's guarded by Daxton Daly. Meacham over to Ahi, who will cast from the wing. Pure shot, up and good for Ahi.
Yeah, first points of the night. And, you know, that's what you got to do. You got to get those wing threes to drop when Hurricane is giving them to you. That time wide open, had to take it, buried it. Across town, it is tie game between Dixie and Pineview, 24-24 at the half.
Pass across from Myers to Thomas. Thomas will miss the three, but then rebounded by Myers. And I think they're going to get Ahi on the wraparound reach-in foul.
Yeah, Limke has 10 points for Dixie. Down Brown has 8 for Pineview. Tied 24-24.
Wow.
That game radio coverage over on 97.7 FM or 1210 AM. Or you can listen on the ESPN mobile app or listen live on sportsradio977.com. Mike McGarry, Andy Griffin on the call on that one. We'll have more Hurst Ace hardware updates later in the night.
Tip away from Cole Warner against Bryce Thomas, and the Warriors get the steal. Chance Barney throws it over to Meacham. Into the corner to Cole Warner, who will shoot the three. He'll miss it short. Rebounded by Dalton, goes up, misses it. Rebounded by TJ Miner.
Wow, good look there by Boom on that putback. Just kind of awkward where he couldn't use the glass. Tried to go straight over the rim, and it just fell off, no good.
Good rotation by the Snow Canyon zone as Thomas and Myers fling it back and forth at the top of the key. Dominic Scott will throw it back out to Myers. 1:16 left. Hurricane leads 19-18 here in the first half. Daxton Daly will throw it over to Thomas. Reversal back to Daly, over to Dominic Scott for a 17-footer, and Ahi will get called with another foul, this time on the jump shot. We'll send Dominic Scott to the line, shooting 2.
And Dominic Scott has just 3 points tonight on 1 and 2 from the foul line and then 1 field goal. That's a set jumper. You don't mind Dominic Scott taking that. Not that he can't hit it. He's very capable to hit that. But you don't necessarily want to foul in that situation. You want to use your fouls up on him when he's attacking and trying to finish around the rim.
And he'll miss the first one. Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Fuel it up, wash it down, and save at 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's. The only touchless car wash in town.
You got that early bird special over at Freddy's too, between 7 and 10 a.m. Get a discount when you get your car washed at Fat Freddy's in the morning.
And he'll knock down the second one. Dominic Scott extends the lead 20-18. Tigers lead, 1:04 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, you got to be happy. I mean, you're down by 4 at the end of the first quarter, and Snow Canyon is just kind of hung there, punch for punch, stride for stride, with Hurricane here in quarter number 2. Cut it down to 2, a chance to maybe take the lead.
Chance Barney running the point for Coach Meacham, who'll go one-on-one against Bryce Thomas. He's stopped. He'll pass it to Meacham, McKay Meacham, who will miss a long jump shot, rebounded by the Tigers.
And Matthew Myers had it taken away by his teammate, I believe, as he started to lose the handle, but Coach Langston doesn't care. Maybe they hold for 1 here. Take that lead into the break.
Thomas and Daxton Daly just kind of hot potato went back and forth with under 25 seconds left now. Hurricane with the 2-point lead. TJ Miner at the elbow. Now Dallin Davis gets it 40 feet from the basket. And we're down to 10 seconds. Chance Barney on Bryce Thomas. Thomas kicks it over to Myers, who tries to throw it out to Daxton Daly. And then Dallin Davis at the top of the key. He'll launch a 3 long. And that'll do it for the first half. 20-18. Tigers lead here at home.
Yeah, good start for Hurricane. Had to lead the whole way, but way to battle back for Snow Canyon. I thought they used their timeouts. Neither team shooting the highest field goal percentage. Both teams are going to try to heat up in the second half, but a lot of effort, a lot of hustle plays. A little careless. I had both teams with 5 first-half turnovers unofficially. Both teams got to do a little bit better job addressing, taking care of the ball. But, hey, it's late in the Region 9 season, and as I like to say, you can expect the unexpected. We'll see what happens in the second half.
You're listening to Region 9 basketball on 890 AM, 94.9 FM, KDXU. You're watching our CEC on CEC TV, TDS Cable Channel 22. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. Back with our InfoWest halftime show after this. From Hurricane, Tigers lead 20-18 going into the locker room.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel, someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Okay, we are inviting you to join us for Talking Point Live.
Coming to you, not necessarily live, but tape delayed on the Community Education Channel at 9:30, 12:30, and 4:30 daily, from what I understand. But you can also pick it up on our Facebook page at facebook.com/talkingpointlive.
And respond to us, right?
Please,
on
let
Facebook.
us know, because it's important to understand not only how our conversation is going, but maybe how is it affecting you at home as well. All right, Eric Young,
Jennifer Kohler.
Talking Point Live. We'll see you.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Welcome back. Region 9 hoops inside the Tigers' den. Tigers lead 22-18, and it was, a first half where I'm impressed that Snow Canyon is in it. The way they just kind of hung around, Devin, through the second quarter to keep it close going into the locker room.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the way that Matthew Myers and Dallin Davis started this game, they hit 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. I mean, it was just good releases. Shots were falling. And then that second quarter rolled around, and Hurricane scored, limited points. Would they have 5 points in the quarter? 7 points in the quarter. 13 points. You're thinking, okay, you'll take 13 points in a high school basketball game. 7's a little bit relatively lower. But, at the end of the day, they're leading by 2. And Snow Canyon, I thought, made some adjustments. It took them a while to get that backdoor cut, the extra couple passes to kind of loosen up that zone. But once they finally got the ball in the right spots, you saw Warner hit one at the elbow. You saw, Joey Robertson get that little hook shot, and then followed up with another nice little right. Both his buckets, I think, were going to the right side of the bucket, which he is right-handed. So we'll see what adjustments the coach has made. But, nobody really had an offensive outpouring of scoring when you take a look at the Wilkinson statistics. I mean, a couple guys had multiple buckets, but not much shaking, a lower scoring game.
Yeah, I thought Hurricane did a great job on defense, put a double team on Joey Robertson, whether it was TJ Minor and Dominic Scott, or when DeGroat came in. They made it difficult. He forced his way into a couple baskets in that second quarter, but overall I thought a great job by Hurricane guarding Joey Robertson. The hot hand, though, in the first quarter and in the second quarter as well, at least as far as the three-point range, was Matthew Myers.
Yeah, and I think I accidentally put one of the threes in the first quarter. I think he hit in the second quarter. But, hey, you like that from Myers. He averaged about 7 a night. But, again, this is a team that has enough talented guys, whether it's Bryce Thomas. I'm shocked Bryce Thomas didn't score, but he only shot one shot. I mean, he's looking to distribute, move the ball. He's going to have to probably look to score it a little bit more in the second half. We've seen him have some huge second-half performances, but Dallin Davis had 1 field goal, was a 3. Dominic Scott had 4 points, including 2 of 4 from the foul line and a field goal. Myers led Hurricane with 9 points. TJ Minor, 2 buckets for 4 points. So that was your scoring as 4 different players into the scorebook. But the big shocker was, number 1, Bryce Thomas was not. He'll have his chances in the second half, though, and you like that. He's not truly just a three-point shooter, just a scorer. He can be a true point guard, and if he keeps growing, I think he's going to be a next-level point guard. In the first half, Meacham had 5. The only other player with 2 buckets was Joey Robertson. He had 4 points. Dalton had a bucket. Ahi had a 3, and then Dunkley and Warner each had 1 field goal as well. So not a lot of scoring in that first half, but not surprised between these two teams.
Those halftime stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. Go see the experts. Lights, fans, and fixtures, plus unique items like games and much more at Wilkinson's across from Fiesta Fun in St. George. Also wanted to thank St. George Acceleration helping us bring you the play-by-play tonight. They have an incredible roster of athletes in the local area. They've helped achieve their goals to get better for their sports, including in tonight's game, guys like Joey Robertson, Ahi, Barney, and Cade Garasoli. Let's take another 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll continue the InfoWest halftime show. We're about to get back underway. Hurricane leads 20-18 against Snow Canyon here at the Tiger's Den.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience, mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Man, where's Carrick? The show's about to start.
Carrick Stegmiller approaches his ball after a beautiful approach shot. This ball landed about 12, 13 feet away as he lines up the putt. He'll have this one for birdie.
Hey, have any of you guys seen Carrick?
Are we doing that way?
Segmiller eyes his ball as he lines it up. Again, this putt for Buddy will win the tournament. He steps to his ball. The putt's on its way. It's got the right speed. It's in! Carrick Segmiller for Buddy to win the tournament as the crowd goes wild. He is celebrating. He is ecstatic.
Yeah. Oh, Carrick, we got shorter in like 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on, man. I'm just playing some golf.
Welcome back to the InfoWest halftime show. Check out the internet people at InfoWest, infowest.com. Well, 2018 Hurricane leads after one half. We're going to take a peek at first half highlights here for our TV audience. We'll describe them for our radio audience as well. First highlight, Matthew Myers was on fire to start this game.
Yeah, he came out and he was aggressive, but teammates found him. Davis hit a 3 early. That was Davis. Great assist there from Minor from the key. And then that was a great little pass by Bryce Thomas, feeding it down to Dominic Scott for the lay-in.
Yeah, Dominic Scott on offense. On defense, we'll see a nice little jump shot here from Boom Dalton, who on defense, on offense, made a big impact there in the first half as McKay Meacham also knocked down a couple big shots.
Yeah, and Boom Dalton, he made that bucket upon checking in, and then Meacham from the same spot. But Myers there, Warner just a little bit late to come out and showing good range. Another Kern Christensen NAIXL real estate. And then how about that block into the second row by Dominic Scott?
Yeah, that was probably the play. They got the crowd on their feet the most in that first half. The swat into the bleachers and we see McKay Meacham knocking down one from deep. And things were tough for Joey Robertson in that first half, but he, made it, kind of forced his will against that defense a couple times as we see TJ Minor late in the second quarter go right at Robertson and finish on the left side.
Yeah, TJ Minor is left-handed, but, Joey Robertson is right-handed. Both Joey's buckets went to that right hand. Good 3 there by Matthew Myers. That was his 3rd triple. Warner's first points of the night came from that little elbow jumper. They found a little soft spot on that elbow. But look at how hard-earned this bucket was by Joey Robertson. Take a little contact, finish with the baby hook.
And then on the other side, we'll get a turnover here. A rare, there were only, 8 or 10 probably total turnovers as Dunkley comes to a complete stop, composes himself, and then goes up for the layup. And then the other side, TJ Minor showing off the versatility on offense with the turnaround, Jay.
Yeah, and when you get a lay-in, then that jumper seems more doable. There's Ahi hitting a 3 at the other end, and as you can see, pretty even the first half, 20-18, 2-point game up there on the one-loss scoreboard. Again, 9 points for Myers, a game high, and a team high 5 points for Meacham. And Robertson had 4 there in the first half. Want to get some Hearst Ace Hardware Region 9 score updates for everybody. Hearst, a variety of products at prices to please. Corner Boulevard, Bluff, St. George, Main Street, Cedar City. The other 2 scores we have for you are at the half. Canyon View leads Cedar 30-24. I mean, Canyon View pretty much eliminates Cedar if Canyon View, that score holds up. And that puts them right back into the playoff picture in a big, big way, holding down that 4 spot. And then, obviously, over there at Pineview High School, the halftime score was tied 24-24. Lemke had 10 in the first half to pace Dixie High School. Dallin Brown had 8 to pace the Pineview Panthers. Not surprised that game's tied at the halftime. That game probably pacing a little bit ahead of ours. Probably already fired up in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a great matchup. Pineview yet to lose in Region 9. Dixie coming off a tough loss, but the talent's there, and that's going to be, I think, down to the wire tonight at the pit.
Well, it was last game, too, until about 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Dixie had fallen behind by a couple possessions, started pressing. Pineview kept beating the press and scoring, and boy, they shot 78% in that game. Pineview just red hot all night long. Dixie's hungry to get a little revenge tonight. That one could be decided on a last-second shot. So could this one, Andy. This one's a tight one, too.
Absolutely. Hurricane leads at 20-18. We're about to get ready to get second half underway. You've been listening to the InfoWest halftime show. Check out clean internet and speed burst at infowest.com.
Real quick, one other score. We're going to get you out to the Jazz game maybe a little bit later tonight after this one's over. 50-40, 10-point lead. They've got about 2-3 minutes left in the second quarter of that game. Jay Crowder, 10 points to pace the Utah Jazz. So Jazz leading by 10, and trade rumors swirling for the Jazz all week long, but haven't made a move yet.
Yeah, there's still just a little bit of time. I know a lot of Jazz fans eager to have news come across their Twitter timeline that some move has been made as the time takes off the clock here. We're about ready to get the second half underway. Appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine for helping support all of Region 9 athletics. They have an athletic trainer at every game throughout Region 9. Tonight, DeJuan Shakespeare for Snow Canyon and Marcus Homer for Hurricane.
Yeah, second half adjustments. I think, continue to make smart decisions, passing the ball. Both teams only 2 fast break points all night long, and that was on the steal by Dunkley. And Thomas was getting back there defensively. It'll be interesting to see if these teams throw any press, full court, three-quarter court press on. Neither did in the first half. Warriors will have the ball to start half number 2. Meets him on the left side. Looked at Warner cutting, instead goes back out top to Barney. Now give it to Robertson, hand off to Barney. Barney raises the shoot, instead pass to the corner. Extra pass to Warner for a good look at a 3. Down it goes, Cole Warner with the triple.
And a heck of a way to start the first possession of the second half. He was just chilling out there, and you can't lose him, especially at the wing. That's his favorite spot to shoot a 3.
But the extra pass is what got him the better shot. You give up a shot to get a better shot for a teammate. Now a turnover. Dominic Scott had to go right through the wickets out of bounds.
Yeah, great look. Thomas is awesome at looking at one way, throwing it another unexpectedly. A bullet pass. Should have been caught, though, by Dominic Scott.
Warriors up by 1, 21-20. Second half play-by-play brought to you by Southwest Diesel, the originators. High performance for your diesel engines. Warner. Gonna turn on the gas, fill his way to the corner, lose it out of bounds. Turnover, Snow Canyon. Whoopsie.
Yeah, just took his eyes off it, was looking to try to get it back to Robertson, and just a weird bounce out of bounds.
7:07 left on the Paces Culligan clock. Hey, Culligan, man, it's your water softener. Do it for yourself. Nah, don't do that. Call your local Paces Culligan, man. Get a whole house watering softening system. Expert service. Call 435-586-2450. Inload to Dominic Scott. He's going to kick it back out. He's going to have Cole Warner take it away. 1-on-1, and Warner's going to beat everybody and lay it off the glass and good. Cole Warner, 5-0 spurt by himself here to start the third quarter.
So good on a semi-lazy pass. He's going to steal that every time and take it all the way, even when it's contested. He gets the transition bucket.
Davis missed a 3, but an offensive rebound put back by Dominic Scott. He's got 6.
And he's been tough tonight on the offensive glass, giving him second chance possessions tonight for the Tigers.
Barney now holding with it. Left side to Dunkley. Back to Barney. Drop it to Robertson. Drives in. Help comes from Scott. Joey circles away from it. Tries the fadeaway hook. Missed it.
Man, he's really being powerful tonight, going towards the basket, lowering that inside shoulder. But that time, Minor did a great job making him kind of fade away from his hook.
Corner, Scott. Tapping 12-footer. Got it. Dominic Scott. He's got all 4 of the Tigers' second half points.
And when he can knock down that intermediate baseline shot, I mean, that's tough, because everybody knows how well he does going towards the basket, and they give him a little cushion. That time he made him pay.
Yep. Here comes Warner on a crossover. Kick to Meacham. He'll pass on the 3, give it to Robertson. Kick out to Dunkley. He'll drive the middle, all the way down the right angle, off the glass, no good, too short. Rebound to TJ Minor.
Dunkley has had chances to shoot 3s tonight. That's his first kind of attempt going towards the rim, as Myers will fire a 3.
Good look, skips off the rim, no good though. And out of bounds. 5:16 to go, 24-23. Hurricane leads by 1. Jackson Daly checking back in for Coach Todd Langston. Not a high-scoring game, but I feel like both these teams are capable of erupting here in this third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good defensive game, especially down in the paint. It's been difficult. I credit Hurricane for a great game plan down low. They've been very physical.
Warner kicked to Meach. Robertson trying to steal. They couldn't enter it in. Now Warner whips a bounce pass hard, and Minor steps through and deflects it to Davis. Another Warrior turnover.
And once again, difficulty on those interior passes. That time, Minor not getting it away.
Floater by Dallin. Davis rips the cords. Nothing but the bottom for Davis. He's got 5 on the night.
Good job hanging up in the air. An athletic shot to knock it down. Not using the glass, going right through the net. Timeout by Coach Meacham.
Yeah, we'll take it. It's a 30-second timeout brought to you by the Ryan Kramer team at RE/MAX. 26-23. Warriors on top on the one-loss scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on your Region 9 TV radio network.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Back at the Tigers' den, 3-point game. 26-23, Hurricane on top of Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon, 2-7, fighting for the slim hope that they can win out and maybe sneak into the postseason as the fourth team out of the region to qualify for the state tournament coming up. Hurricane, 5-3 in region play, trying to stay in solo third place, maybe even be a tie for second, depending on what happens with Dixie and Pineview. That game being played tonight. Nice pass. Robertson, Dunkley, and one.
And finally, they're able to get a clean pass from one block to the other, this time to Dunkley. Good job. Dominic Scott double teaming there on Robertson. Daxton Daly doesn't drop far enough, leaving Dunkley open, and then gets the foul as well.
Coach Langston didn't like that call. Official said, stay on your box, stay in your coach's box. And Dunkley missed a free throw. Warriors have not visited the free throw line at all tonight. In fact, that was the first time. Of course, fouls have been limited, so nobody's been in the bonus or double bonus yet. Thomas, hand off to Davis. Davis crosses over down the middle, leap and lean, no. And last touch by Robertson, knocking it away from Dallin Davis. Tigers will have it.
We see the hustle that time by Davis, following his own shot, getting the rebound, and was in good position, forcing Robertson to knock it out from behind, so the Tigers get it.
Good look for Bryce Thomas from the corner. No, and he compounded it because Dominic Scott just got a loose ball rebound over the back. His third foul of the night. Rare to see Bryce Thomas miss it that short.
Yeah, not his best shooting night tonight so far. Only a few points for Thomas.
So Scott will have to sit down. 3:49 left on our Paces Culligan clock here in quarter number 3. Tigers still lead by 1. Barney, the drive right down the lane, and Athletic scoop and scored off the window. How about that move by Barney?
And he's gone to the basket a lot tonight without much to show for. That time, hanging up, double clutch, goes up off the glass.
Inside Minor, splits a double team, gives it over to Langston, and there's a bucket by Brandon Langston. Just checked into the game.
Good job by Langston to avoid the block there. Dunkley went up, somehow missed the swipe, and Langston puts it in.
Brandon Langston is a twin. Derek Langston, both are juniors. That was Brandon with the bucket. Shot up, no good. Loose ball rebound to Hurricane. Davis crossed half court. And hustling Dunkley knocks it out of bounds so the Warriors can set the defense.
And Dunkley playing like a wild man right now. Great hustle being shown as he'll be subbed out to take a little break for Ahi.
Dominic Scott has 8 points. Matthew Myers has 9 to pace the Tigers. Beecham had 5 in the first half. Hasn't scored in the second half, but Cole Warner's got 7 in the game to lead the Snow Canyon Warriors. But they've getting some pretty balanced scoring so far across the board. Inside, nice catch by Minor, but couldn't finish. Rebound Barney. He'll bring it up across half court himself. Guarded by Daly. Goes over to Warner, corner to Meacham. Warriors facing a man-to-man look here by Hurricane. Barney, guarded by Daxton Daly, going to walk it back out to the H logo, center court. And they're going to say Barney carried the basketball. Turnover for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, an odd turnover. He was just kind of dribbling around as we see, just trying to set up the offense. I think it was probably called on that one with his right hand. Palmed it a little bit. They're going to call him.
I've seen worse go uncalled.
Yeah.
By definition, carries happen a lot more than they're called for. But in that situation, it was right out top, not much around him happening. Now shot goes up and it's missed, and the putback good by Daxton Daly.
Yeah, good balance by Daly just to go right up with it after Minor's miss. Didn't try to collect himself, just threw it right back up off the glass for an easy 2.
First points of the night for Daxton Daly. 30-27, Hurricane leading on the one-loss scoreboard. 1:47 left to go, third quarter. Meacham out top. Backs it out now. Daly extends. Meacham drives, kicks to Barney. Pump fake. Drives, stolen. Dallin Davis stripped him. Dallin Davis 2-on-2. Goes all the way in, trying to finish. Yes, he does with a left hand for the left side, and a foul comes for Dallin Davis. He'll go to the line for the end one.
Wow, what a play by Davis to poke it away on one end and then go up all the way, showing off the athleticism. We'll see it right there, poking it away from Chance Barney. And then he's got two on one, 1.5. Decides to keep it himself. Tough angle and gets the foul call.
Ahi, you can see the look of frustration, thinking he just went straight up. And here is the free throw from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. And he got it. Dallin Davis, 8 points tonight, and 6-point lead for Hurricane.
And none bigger than that, extends the lead to 6. Huge turnaround there for the Tigers.
Inside Robertson, help shows. Robertson pulls his way in, and they say traveled.
And he's frustrated. He was frustrated for his teammate on that pass possession, arguing for Ahi. And now, you know, Minor's tough. You can't move him. And he was straight up, and Robertson gets the travel call.
That left foot never seemed to leave the ground, though. Thomas, step back three. High arcing, got it. There's the baby-faced assassin, Bryce Thomas. He's a triplet, and he hits the triple right there for his first points of the night.
And the Tigers extending now, and so Kane's been kind of forcing it on offense. Nothing's coming easy for them as Barney tries to drive. He gets tangled up.
They're going to call a reach-in foul here on Daxton Daly. Looked like he had some ball there, but maybe just enough contact to draw it. Hey, Hearst Days Hardware update, 39-31. Dixie High School leading Pineview right now at the end of the third quarter. Update brought to you by Hearst Days Hardware. There's Boom Dalton with great finish. Kind of flipped it up and got the friendly bounce. Boom's got 2 buckets, 4 points.
Really good post-to-post passing there from Robertson, and Dalton just put it up to the standard and let it bounce around a couple times and it fell in.
Oh, great entry on a pick and roll, and TJ Minor collects it and scores it. He's got 6 points tonight. Nice assist there from Bryce Thomas. Skip pass out top to Robertson. And it's deflected out of bounds, and it'll stay at this end. After 3 quarters, it's 43-32. Canyon View leading by 11 over Cedar.
Right now, Hurricane just being more aggressive, really handsy on defense as Barney will launch a 3 and knocks it down at the buzzer.
Wow.
From the corner.
Barney with 5 points in the third quarter. Fourth quarter coming up, 38-32. Hurricane leads by 6 on your Region 9 Radio Network and CEC TV.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this.
I need a one dance.
And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back inside the Tigers' den. 38-32. Tigers lead here at home. They're extending out the lead in the third quarter, but thanks to Chance Barney, buzzer beater to end the third quarter. He cut it to a 6-point deficit for the Warriors as Hurricane has possession to begin the fourth quarter.
All 3 Region 9 games go in the fourth quarter within 11 points, so anything can happen
Pass goes inside to TJ Miner. Feed from Bryce Thomas. Strong move and layup.
And TJ Miner, buck in the first quarter, buck in the second quarter, buck in the third quarter, and now buck in the fourth quarter for 8 points. Spreading it out.
Down by 8 now. Barney over to Cole Warner, who's one-on-one with Bryce Thomas. Both the big men in the game. Boone Dalton as well as Robertson. Robertson has it at the perimeter. He'll hand it off to McKay Meacham. They'll reset. Hurricane in their man-to-man defense. Chance Barney throws it over to Cole Warner, who will get a screen from Dalton. He'll drive middle. And Hurricane rotating excellently on defense.
Yeah, and this is where Snow Canyon has to have somebody try to create and get their own shot, because this is a team-oriented passing offense, but sometimes you just got to get a bucket.
And there's Warner trying to get one up off the glass. Misses it, rebounded by Dalton. He goes back up with it and gets fouled.
There you go. Cole Warner finally, after a patient set, maybe tired the Tiger defense just enough, used the Jets, didn't have the finesse to lay it softly off the window, but Dalton there to clean it up.
Basket will count. Dalton will go to the fabulous Freddie's free throw line, try to cut it to 5 here with 6:46 left in the fourth quarter. He's way long on the free throw. Daxton Daly with the rebound for the Tigers. Bryce Thomas trots it up for Hurricane. We got a high screen from Matthew Myers, and then trapped in the corner. He'll get rid of it to TJ Miner, who will travel on the perimeter. Ball goes to the Warriors.
The official was about 3 feet away, and it was right on top of that. Sometimes you're just too eager to make a move. And that's not really TJ's game. Beyond the three-point line, putting it on a dribble drive.
Dominic Scott enters the game for the Tigers. He subs in for Daxton Daly as Chance Barney pounds the rock in the perimeter. He's going one-on-one with Matthew Myers. Backdoor cut by Cole Warner. Floats it up and good.
Oh, the concentration there from Cole Warner to catch it, float through it, and softly put it home. You got to love it.
And just like that, Snow Canyon cuts it to a 4-point deficit. And they're down 40-36 here. Full timeout. We'll take it on your one-loss scoreboard. Tigers lead 40-36. 6:09 left in the fourth quarter.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Responsible ourselves for our minds.
True, right? But that's
we can't
that's
palm
the
it
issue.
off on being unwitting dupes and just say, oh well, it doesn't count because I got played.
Well, we have some unwitting dupes, Jennifer.
We do, but you can't say because we got
Summit
played by the
Athletic Club
Russians
featuring
that we have to
QVEX
redo the election.
Game of the night here at the Tigers Den. Hurricane leads 40-36 over Snow Canyon. Right around 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Bryce Thomas with the ball for the Tigers. He's guarded well out on the perimeter by Cole Warner. Dallin Davis gets it on the other side, passes it to Matthew Myers. Dominic Scott and TJ Miner work the post for Hurricane. Davis will drive middle, try to squeeze it into Bryce Thomas. It's knocked away by Barney. Hurricane will retain possession.
Man, we're seeing Snow Canyon come charging here in the fourth quarter. Cedar is doing likewise. Hearst Ace Hardware update, 5:24 left. 13-point lead is shrunk to 43-40 for Canyon.
Wow. And a jumper knocked down once again. TJ Miner showing off the range for the Tigers. 42-36 for Hurricane. Trying to get it down to Robertson. Instead, Boom gets it. Boom Dalton shoots and misses it off the glass hard inside the paint, rebounded by the Tigers. Dallin Davis with the ball. He's trapped, cuts right through it, passes it over to Miner a little bit behind him. Matthew Myers gets it in the corner. Decides not to take a three, and they'll reset with Bryce Thomas. Cole Warner's really picked up the intensity on defense. Minor gets another jump shot from the free throw line and knocks down another one, Double D.
Yeah, 10 points. A couple have been going to the rim, but a couple have been that mid-range jumper. I like how much confidence he has shooting that mid-range shot tonight. And the Warriors haven't slowed him down. He's now got 10 points.
We're going to take another full time out here on the replay. Look at this, TJ Minor, a little jab step to create space from Robertson, knocks it down again. We'll take a 45-second timeout. Back with more after this on your Region 9 Radio Network.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience, mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Drive hard left against Bryce Thomas, goes up off the glass, misses it short, rebounded by Dominic Scott.
And everything's contested. That's a good look for Warner, but he had to kind of keep it away from a would-be block and just couldn't get the right angle and the soft touch to get it to drop home.
Thomas guarded by Barney on the other side. He'll pull up for a three and just rims out, rebounded by Joey Robertson.
The old toilet bowl, and it hung and then fell off no good.
Barney comes the other way for the Warriors, kicks it back out to Dunkley, who will take a three well long. He'll airball it, and then will go off the toe of Barney, and it'll be Hurricane ball. 4:15 left in the game, 44-36. Hurricane leads here at home. Thomas goes to the left angle.
Told Pineview and Dixie is tied again with under a minute 45 to go. Keep tabs on those other two games.
So in their man defense, Matthew Myers goes right through it on the right side, scoops it up off the glass, and good.
Yeah, in double digits, had 9 at the half, but now with 11. First points in the second half for Myers, and the first field goal. The first 3 were 3-point field goals for Myers.
Canyon looking to get something going now, down by 10. Ball tipped away by Myers. Great hustle. There's a scramble for it on the ground. It'll be another alternate possession jump ball. And it looks like they're pointing towards Snow Canyon. So they'll get it on the possession arrow. Jump ball is brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. McKay Meacham gets it, tries to throw it over to Joey Robertson, who will get fouled. Looks like it's going to go against TJ Minor, who got him from behind. Robertson will go to the line, shoot 2.
Big free throws. Clock stop, 3:30 to go, and you're down by 10. And really, playoffs and the hope of making the playoffs hinge on a Snow Canyon comeback. And Joey from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line can't get the first one to drop. Take a look at Meacham driving baseline, almost stepped out of bounds. Good feed though to Robertson, and then that's where the foul came from the backside.
Joey will roll in the second one. 46-37. Hurricane leads. 3:30 left in the fourth quarter. Full court pressure from Chance Barney on Bryce Thomas.
Just 5 points tonight for Robertson.
Thomas wings one over to Dominic Scott, who will throw up a 15-foot jump shot from the baseline. No good. Rebounded by Snow Canyon. Here comes Barney. He'll pass it out to Meacham, who will shoot a 3. He'll miss it long. Rebounded by Dominic Scott. Timeout by Coach Langston. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Appreciate Acceleration, St. George Acceleration, for helping us bring you Region 9 hoops this season. They have a great list of athletes they've helped in the area achieve their goals for improving their quickness, agility, and speed at St. George Acceleration. Also, Kurt Christensen can help you score in commercial real estate in Southern Utah. Been here since 2007. Check out Curran Christensen at NAIXL.
And of course, we'll be naming our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. We've been doing that since I started in radio. It's kind of a tradition during our broadcast. And Dad's Trucking has built a great organization, largest LTL transport carrier out here in the West. And buy your day-to-day items, get there with the Dad's Trucking truck driver delivering them. And of course, they'll deliver you the Dad's Trucking Player of the Game when this one's all over with. Still in limbo, though. 9-point game, over 3 minutes to play.
And Snow Canyon showing their full court press against Hurricane. Hurricane's got 5 fouls. Snow Canyon only 1 as the ball stripped away from Chance Barney. He'll take it all the way coast to coast and finish on the other end.
Yeah, Chance Barney with a thievery. It didn't happen when the press came. It happened in the, once they got down and were getting to get set up into their offense. Wow, big bucket. Mark that down as a potential AWP playmaker play of the game. But Mr. Matthew Myers says another 3.
And keeps it extended just when you think Snow Canyon's coming back. Myers with the dagger on the other end as Barney goes hard. He's initiating the offense for him as he goes to the left side. He'll get a foul. Be a shooting foul. He'll go to line shoot too.
Barney has been so assertive the last couple weeks since he got inserted in the lineup.
Foul goal against Matthew Myers. 49-39. That Myers 3 extended it back to double digits for Hurricane with 2:26 left in the fourth quarter. Chance Barney makes his first fabulous Freddy's free throws. We see here on the replay. Going to get Matthew Myers with the body. Puts his chest into Barney.
Probably a reach on Dominic Scott, too. So take your pick who committed that foul. Barney's got 6 points, looking for number 7, and he got it. Appreciate Fabulous Freddy's. Don't forget that early bird special, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. at both Southern Utah locations. And you save on the car wash, but you also save on gas if you need some fuel.
Snow Canyon looking at the trap, everything. Daxton Daly with it out on the perimeter, guarded by McKay Meacham. Tries for a wraparound tap away, misses it. Bryce Thomas now with the ball. He'll throw up a floater, misses it. Rebound goes to, fought for, tipped around, all over the place. Body's on the ground, and there's going to be a foul called on Cole Warner. Hurricane will retain possession. Great hustle on both sides.
Quick update, under 40 seconds to go between Dixie and Pineview. Can Pineview stay undefeated, go to 9-0? Will Dixie inch back into the race for the number 1 seed in the postseason? It's 52-50, under 40 seconds left. We'll keep you posted. That game over on 97.7 FM ESPN.
Inbound to Minor. Tipped away by Cole Warner. He's going hard on the left side. He'll put it up and good. And they'll go right back into their full court press. 49-43, Hurricane leads.
Warner into double digits. He's got 11 points.
On the other side, Matthews passes it to Minor, who misses a layup, rebounded by Snow Canyon, and they've got the ball down 6, 1:35 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Maybe a little too quick on that shot selection there. Maybe work a little bit more in the half-court set, get a better shot. That was contested down low, and now a foul at the other end. So Barney's going to go to the line with the clock stopped. This one's far from over.
And once again, he wriggles his way into traffic and forces a foul on the Tigers. He's got to knock down a couple free throws here to keep the Warriors in it.
Dunkley, Barney, Warner, they're so good at ball hawking, getting deflections, anticipating the passing lanes.
Up and good as the first one. 49-44 for the Tigers on your one-loss scoreboard as we see the replay of Barney going up against 2 Hurricane Tigers and drawing a foul.
Smart to initiate it, take it right through the double team.
And he'll knock down the second free throw. 49-45, timeout Hurricane. Coach Langston wants to talk some things over before the last minute and a half of this one expires. We'll take a 45-second timeout. On your one-loss scoreboard, Hurricane leads 49-45, 1:31 left in the fourth quarter.
Okay, we are inviting you to join us for Talking Point Live.
Coming to you, not necessarily live, but tape delayed on the Community Education Channel. at 9:30, 12:30, and 4:30 daily, from what I understand. But you can also pick it up on our Facebook page at facebook.com/talkingpointlive.
And respond to us, right?
Please,
on
let
Facebook.
us know, because it's important to understand not only how our conversation is going, but maybe how is it affecting you at home as well. All right? Eric Young,
Jennifer Kohler.
Talking Point Live. We'll see you.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
Welcome back to the Summit Athletic Club featuring Quebec's Game of the Week. You're listening on 94.9 FM, 890 AM, KDXU, watching on CEC TV, TDS Cable Channel 22. Also on sportsradio977.com. Hurricane will inbound. They lead by 4 with 1:29 left. Long pass from Bryce Thomas, then to Daxton Daly across the timeline. And Snow Canyon putting on the high pressure. Hurricane will launch a 3. Dallin Davis knocks it down.
Well, you know, I don't know if Coach Langston wanted that or not, but he made it, and then they get a loose ball tie-up, and the Tigers are fired up. They can feel the victory coming.
What a turnaround to get the 3 and then the turnover. 2 Tigers dive for it. Daxton Daly comes away with it on the ground, and then a quick timeout. Great call there by Coach Langston.
How often do you see that? Dribbled off Barney's foot. He thought Dunkley was going to go get it. Instead, the Tigers just wanted it more. And then the timeout granted. But, you know, how often do you see teams, you know, to get that pressure coming, and they're so worried about running clock that they forget to score. And Myers gets the extra pass to the corner. Davis is like, you know what, I got room. I'm going to fire this 3, and he hit it. And for Dallin Davis, it's his second 3 of the night. And he's got 11 points. You know, I mean, balanced scoring. He's got 11. Dominic Scott's got 9. Matthew Myers has 14. TJ Minor's in double figures with 10. It's just, you know, a lot of solid performances tonight. Bryce Thomas, who is the only one that averages in double figures coming in tonight, he only has 3 points tonight on a 3-pointer. One for 3 shooting from the field.
Yeah, gutsy job by the Tigers to just take the game by the horns, take the open 3, and extend the lead to 7. 52-45, Hurricane leads 1:12 left. Inbound pass goes to Dominic Scott, passes it back into Matthew Myers. No foul called. And Cole Warner saves it by throwing it off of Matthew Myers, and I thought it hit him out of bounds, but they're going to keep it with Snow Canyon.
Cole Warner, I mean, this kid don't want to lose.
Great effort as he throws it off, and maybe it hit the ground and not his foot.
Yeah,
and Snow Canyon gets
call.
it. Meacham will launch a 3 at the top of the key. Won't get the roll, rebounded by Warner down low. He'll try to go back up with it. Swatted by Dominic Scott. Barney gets the rebound and goes up, foul called.
Wow, frantic here with now 50 seconds left. Myers is going to get that foul called against him. This Snow Canyon team is fighting to the end, and now they've got a chance. Got to make these free throws, though. Cut it back to 2 possessions.
Whistle blown to get a guy on the first position of the key. Get them all filled up, and Barney will get to shoot free throws here, but under a minute left, 52-45, Hurricane leads. Snow Canyon at the line, Chance Barney. The ref's talking about something. And they're going to go talk to the scores table about it.
I'm not sure exactly. There's only 3 fouls on the scoreboard on Myers, so that can't be a foul discrepancy. Right there on the reach-in from the top side official. He's the one that called that reach-in on Matthew Myers. Not a bad call. He did reach.
And they did.
Is it on the shot or not? It doesn't matter, except for their 18 fouls. So are they trying to figure out if it's a bonus or if it's a true 2-shot shooting foul? That's my guess.
Barney will miss the first one long. He's kind of got that line drive free throw shot.
And obviously, they deemed he was going up in the act of shooting because he has another one.
Barney, couple dribbles and release, rolls in the second one. 52-46. And a quick foul from Snow Canyon. They've only got 3 team fouls.
Barney's got 10. Warner's got 11. Joey Robertson still just 1 or 2. 1 point in the second half.
Streak route to Dominic Scott. Caught over the Snow Canyon press. He'll go for the layup, miss it, but get fouled and go to the line.
And I love what I just saw from Daxton Daly. He crashes in, grabs the rebound. He's fouled and grabbed. Grabs the ball, makes sure the foul's called, and then go use some sportsmanship, help up Jacob Dunkley. I love to see that from Daxton Daly.
Scott will go to the line looking to extend the lead, and he does on the first one to a 7-point lead for Hurricane as Joey Robertson subs back in for Boone Dalton. And TJ Meyer will come in as well for the Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, matching up the size with the size. Good game tonight for Daly. Only got 2 points, but he's done some other really nice things, including that play we just saw.
Scott will drain the second one as well.
Yeah, he's got 10 now.
9-point lead, or 8-point lead, excuse me, for Hurricane. Chance Barney will drive, get blocked by Dominic Scott. Once again, the big fella with his 3rd block of the night. And then Bryce Thomas will get fouled by Cole Warner.
That might be your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. That block there with about a little over 40 seconds on the clock. Thomas goes and gets it. A couple ticks later, they foul because they still got to foul twice more to put Hurricane into the bonus.
And Dominic Scott goes to the bench, looks to be in a little bit of pain. Not sure he's holding on to his left leg.
Yeah, he is. He's holding that left ankle down low, it looks like.
And Myers will inbound it for Hurricane.
Gotta get
Full
it in.
pressure from Snow Canyon. He will get it in, and then Bryce Thomas will get fouled.
Certainly, though, good work by the Tigers to be patient enough to find a way to get Bryce Thomas the ball. Couldn't get it to him, but get it in. Then Bryce Thomas immediately goes and gets it before the foul can happen.
Next foul will put Hurricane at the line, 1-1.
I like this. I like this. They're going defense for offense, offense for defense. Coach Langston's coaching them up tonight for this Hurricane Tiger team.
Myers gets it to Daxton Daly. Goes between his legs, and then he's swarmed by 3 Warriors, and he'll be fouled.
Yeah, somebody got ball, but 4 other arms in there might have got some arm.
We'll go against Jacob Dunkley.
Certainly reaching in, trying to get the steal. Daxton strong enough with the ball to draw the foul.
54-46. Hometown Tigers lead with 31.4 on your Paces Culligan clock. Need a new water softener? Don't do it yourself. Call your local Paces Culligan man. 435-586-2450.
Daly hits that first fabulous Freddy's free throw.
Hurricane will empty the lane and send their guys back to half court with a 9-point lead.
No need to get it over the back, reach in, ticky-tack variety foul, stop the clock.
And he'll knock down the second one as well. Barney to Meacham, guarded by Dallin Davis tightly. He'll pull up and shoot a 3 and get fouled. It's just like you were saying, not what Coach Langston wants to see. Not up 10, fouling a shooter, taking a 3 as Meacham will go to the line.
Yeah, no question. Clear the lane, you don't want to get one. You want to contest that shot, but you definitely don't want to foul it. And Bryce Thomas, pretty smart player, probably didn't mean to, probably just trying to contest it just enough. Probably a moot point, though. Meacham had a nice little crossover to step into it. They actually called that foul on Dallin Davis, excuse me, that was not on Bryce Thomas.
Meacham will roll in the second one.
You know, he had 5 points before we could blink in that first quarter. That's Meacham's first points since midway through that first quarter. He's got 6 in the night.
Be sure to stay tuned for the Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. We'll name the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game, as well as the DATS Trucking Player of the Game and the Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. And then we'll send it out to Jazz Basketball.
And good news, we've reached over 55 points. Tigers have 56. That means everybody go to Yogurtland and ask for your free Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert after the game tonight.
Daxton Daly will be fouled on the inbound. And he'll get to go shoot 1-1. Hurricane leads 56-48. 21 seconds left in this one from the Tigers' den. Heck of a crowd here, as usual, on a Wednesday night in Hurricane, Utah. Student section standing throughout the whole game, filling up an entire section for the Tigers. Daly takes a few bounces and puts it in.
I like what he's brought to the team tonight. Coming off the bench, not scared to take the three, not scared to get on the ball, loose ball rebounds, strong with it, getting a line.
He'll make the second one as well. 58-48 Hurricane leads, and now likely the last possession for the Warriors. Joey Robinson will hoist a three, rebounded by Ahi. He'll go up and put it up and good. Coach Meacham, will call a timeout. Try to extend this game with 10 seconds left, down 8. We'll take the last timeout of the game. Let's take a 45-second break. We'll be back with the end of this one from the Tigers' den.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
Welcome back to the Summit Athletic Club featuring Quebec's game of the week. 10 seconds left in this one. Hurricane inbounds it to Daxton Daly, who will get fouled. Hurricane just looking to put this one away. They lead 58-50 with 9 seconds left. Yeah,
and so Kansas competed again tonight, Andy, but just not able to really build a lead. They've had to play uphill most of the night. Kind of had a seesaw battle there. 2-point deficit at halftime. So Canyon came out guns blazing, a little 4-0 run to start the second half. Had a lead early in the third quarter, but once you got in the fourth quarter, Hurricane able to stretch that lead out and maintain it. And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. We're seeing, timely threes by Dallin Davis, and we're seeing great blocks by Dominic Scott.
Daly will miss the free throw, rebounded by Cole Warner. Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Warriors with 1.8 seconds left. Frustrating night for Cole Warner, although he's had a pretty good game, just showing a little bit of frustration here at the end. Likely to lose another one here in region play. Long pass over to McKay Meacham. He'll miss the three, and that will do it. Hurricane Tigers get another win in region play to maintain their standing within the region. 58-50 over Snow Canyon. We'll take a 1-minute break. When we come back, it's time for the Johnson Pediatric Postgame Show. We'll hand out some awards and put a bow on this one and give you the look ahead as well for what to look forward to coming up this Friday night in region play. Tigers win it 58-50 from the Tigers' den. Quick break, back with the Johnson Pediatric Postgame Show after this.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back inside the Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. Dr. Cody Johnson and his staff make your kids feel right at home. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatrics. Give them a call at 628-0511 and ask for the new patient special. Well, Hurricane Tigers get the win at home 58-50 over Snow Canyon in a game where Snow Canyon battled. They were only down 2 heading into the locker room for halftime. Kept it close, but in the end, too many big moments for Hurricane to extend the lead and eventually get the win. Yeah, a gutsy win when you needed one. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. You're right there at the third spot. You can make a case to, lose 3 in a row and miss the playoffs. You could win 3 in a row and maybe have a shot at a home game in the playoffs for your seniors. So this Hurricane team knew what was at stake tonight. The energy was good from the start. And they hit some timely threes tonight. I felt like early in the game, kind of got them going, got the lids off, and then in that fourth quarter, they hit 2 more. I mean, you love to get a couple threes in the fourth quarter to keep a cushion, and then, obviously made some free throws down the stretch as well to keep it an 8-point victory. You're listening to the Johnson Pediatrics post-game show on your Region 9 radio network. Let's take a look at some of the, if we have them, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that second half from our CEC crew. It was a heck of a game here from the Tigers Den. We see Chance Barney, who was so aggressive tonight for Snow Canyon. Wings it around, extra pass to start the second half, goes to Cole Warner for 3, and then Cole Warner on the other side gets a steal, takes it coast to coast. One of the best in the region at doing that with a steal, and then the bucket, long 3 missed by Dallin Davis, rebounded by Dominic Scott for 2. On the layup, and then another jump shot. He showed off the range as well tonight. Yeah, no question. But Dallin Davis, he was in double figures. He had 11 points, or 10 points. No, 11 I have him for, unofficially. Dunkley didn't score a lot tonight, but it seemed like he made some big plays when they needed him. But I was really impressed with Barney tonight. Even in a losing effort, I thought he battled, competed. Langston comes in, gets a nice bucket. That's hard to do off the bench. Minor was terrific. And when he was missing, there was other guys there like Daxton Daly to clean it up. And Davis, we see with a heck of a play. This was a huge turnaround. He got the steal and then went and got an and one for the Tigers to, I think, extend the lead to 6. And then Bryce Thomas, wasn't his best game. They didn't need him to have his best game with how well everybody else played, but he knocks down a 3 there. But he didn't really shoot it tonight. It wasn't really there for him. He wasn't the offensive focal point. He was the distributor, and he did that to precision. Yeah. As you see right there with that TJ Minor assist. He made so many good passes in the paint, either to Scott or Minor tonight. Backdoor pass to Cole Warner on the other end, and then Minor and Dominic Scott shot it pretty well tonight from 10, 15 feet as we see Matthew Myers scoop in a layup. He was hot from deep as well, obviously, tonight. And a steal from Barney and all the way to the hoop. And at that point, it was still a game. It was still a 5 or 6 point game. But that extra pass to Matthew Myers to the corner, and then the Davis 3 from the corner. There was a couple threes in that fourth quarter that really sealed the deal. Even when Snow Canyon was getting steals and finishing with enough time on the clock, this happened with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Davis hit a 3. You're thinking, we could run maybe 20, 30 seconds of clock. No. And then to get a block from Dominic. Yeah. That whole sequence right there, probably your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. The block on one end, the Davis 3 on the other. Yeah, awesome job by the CEC TV crew, as per usual here tonight. But I agree, that 3 by Dallin Davis, and then the turnover that happened right after that. Huge turnaround. Hurricane had what it took down the stretch in this one. They get the win 58-50 over Snow Canyon. Not the only exciting game tonight, though, Andy. Yeah. Suggs hits the 3 for Pineview at the buzzer, and Pineview beats Dixie 60-57. Dallin Brown 20, Jared Sudweeks 14, including the game winner chicken dinner. Pineview is now 9-0 and has a stranglehold on the number 1 seed with just 3 games remaining. They've got a full 3-game lead. As Dixie's now 6-3.
And they're tied. That helps Hurricane. They are now tied 6-3 and in second place. Canyon View now still very much alive. I'm trying to see if I can find a final score on Canyon View's game. I know they were leading late and probably won, but I haven't seen an official final. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see where everybody gets seated in the last 3 games of the year.
Yeah, we'll try to hunt down a final score from Cedar City. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of our post-game awards. Let's start with the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. See the boys at AWP, the #1 playmakers in the appliance business.
Well, I said it when it happened. I felt like that Dominic Scott block. Then Bryce Thomas went and got the loose ball and then was fouled. I felt like that was huge. And then right before that is when Dallin Davis hit the 3. They were kind of running in transition. They could have pulled it back out, reset, and didn't. So I think the combination of the Davis 3 and the Dominic Scott block just kept this Snow Canyon team at bay down the stretch. That's what I would vote for.
I agree. Huge shot by Davis. We'll give that the playmaker play of the game for the Hurricane Tigers. They had some big moments tonight here at home. All right, let's take a peek at our DATS Trucking player of the game. DATS Trucking is your quality service carrier. Been running strong since 1988, and they'll deliver your DATS Trucking player of the game all season long.
Matthew Myers, I think I just give a slight edge. I know Dominic Scott did some great things with the blocks. I thought Dallin Davis had some timely plays. I like Daxton Daly. I like TJ Minor a lot tonight. But I felt like Matthew Myers set the tone early. He had 9 points in the first half. Give him a 2-point lead. Has 5 more points in the fourth quarter, including a 3. I like what Matthew Myers did. But you could make a case for TJ Minor tonight. You had 4 Tigers in double figures: Dallin Davis, Dominic Scott, TJ Minor, and Matthew Myers. But I lean Matthew Myers.
I agree. Set the tone early with 2 threes in the first quarter, 3 in the first half, and had that big one in the fourth quarter. Matthew Myers is your DATS Trucking player of the game. Now on to our Jimmy John's Super Sub of the game. Jimmy John's is the official sandwich for people who hate to wait. Check out any of their 4 Southern Utah locations. What do you think?
You know, if you want to give one to both teams, I would give Cole Warner the DATS Trucking, or probably Barney the DATS Trucking player of the game for Snow Canyon if you want to give one for the FC.
Yeah.
And then I would give probably Boom Dalton the award for Snow Canyon. But I think Daxton Daly is probably the guy overall that I would give it to tonight. Got to the line, scored some points, didn't look intimidated by the moment. Crunch time, he was getting minutes. You can tell Coach Langston trusts him to play. And they were going a little offense for defense, and with him and TJ Minor and Dominic Scott was in a little bit of foul trouble. I would lean Daxton Daly as the Jimmy John Super Sub for the Hurricane Tigers tonight.
I agree. You got that 50-50 ball down the stretch, too, just diving, laying out for it. Coach Langston loved that. Daxton Daly, your Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. Coming up this Friday night in Region 9 Hoops, we've got you covered, as always, right here on 94.9 FM, 890 AM, KDXU, as well as ESPN 97.7.
Well, let's talk about these 2 teams. Hurricane now plays the Dixie Flyers next week.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that game?
Well,
Dixie's going to be hungry, and that's going to be the inside track game for the number 2 seed.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Dixie puts on a great effort. It loses in devastating fashion against Pineview and Jared Sudweeks. And Hurricane playing hot right now. I think that's a great matchup against, we saw a great game here at the Tigers Den when Dixie came here a few weeks ago that came down to the very end. There was that carry call that gave Dixie the ball at the end of the game. They were able to convert with a layup at the end to get the win. But that's going to be a great matchup in the hangar this Friday night.
Yeah, Snow Canyon will host Desert Hills. Snow Canyon versus D Hills, and Pineview will go to Canyon View. So Hurricane, Dixie, Pineview versus Canyon View, Snow Canyon versus Desert Hills. We'll have all 3 on your Cherry Creek family of radio stations. I think the Pineview Canyon View game, or the Hurricane Dixie game, I think is our CEC. No, we don't have TV with us, but they got Dixie State on Friday. We'll have 2 radio games for you on KDXU and ESPN on Friday night, and then that Pineview Canyon View game and the Snow Canyon Desert Hills game. I have to look. I don't have the schedule up. I'm just going off memory here, so I'm not sure which is on which station tonight. But we'll have some coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is on head over to Yogurtland. Claim your 5 ounces of free premium frozen yogurt, courtesy of our friends at Holbrook Asphalt. Final once again, Hurricane Tigers 58, Snow Canyon 50. Hurricane gets the win. We'll see you Friday night, and right after this, heading out to the end of the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns right here on your hometown, send it out on ESPN Radio. We'll send it back to national coverage here on News Talk KDXU. Have a great night, everybody.